Yeah.
So you're 17 and you're like, okay, this is who I am.
Yeah.
So how did that go from, okay, so I'm gay and this is who I am, and then now I'm gonna go ahead and try to like make my way in the world, become a DJ or.
Well, I was already DJing by that time because
Oh.
I'd been DJing all throughout high school, so that was already happening. Like, so I started coming out to people when I was around 15, to like my closest like girlfriends, and it just sort of like expanded to more and more people until eventually around 17 is when my mom was like, okay, like, and mind you, like every few months, like we would sit and have long conversations about everything. My mom was like really my best friend at the time, and still is. We would just sit and talk for hours and hours and hours, talk about everything. And I'm talking about my girlfriends and this and that, and you know, and she just knew it was up. She knew it was up. It's your mom, you know. It's like you can't fool her. And she, you know, if you ask her, she'll say that she knew from the time I was a small kid that I was gay, and not that I acted in any certain way, although I'm sure that I did, but because I'm aware that I don't exactly act straight, so, and that's fine because this is me, so it's all good. But you know, she was just like, I just knew that we were going to come to this at some point, and so she'd been sort of preparing herself all along for it, and she just got tired of waiting, really. So she'd just bring it up every now and then. She's like, so, you know, do you ever check out any guys? No, Mom, I like girls. Well, you know, I mean, I'm just, you know, you have a lot of guy friends and stuff. I'm sure you think some of them are kind of cute, right? I was like, Mom, no, I'm straight.
Like this.
Mom, stop. I like girls. Like, she's just like, oh, God. She was just waiting for me to, like, get to the point so that we could, like, you know what I mean? Because we were so close already and so open about everything that she just wanted me to, like, unlock that door. So that we could really talk about it and stuff, because she wanted to know what I was going through, and it was like the one part of my life that was completely hidden from her.
Well, apparently not.
And well, I mean, hidden in the respect that she wasn't getting any knowledge of it from me directly. Everything that she knew about it was just things that she came to perceive on her own through me growing up. So, you know, by that time, you know, it was just like, and I was really anxious to like get it out the way too, because I wanted to talk to her about it. You know, it's like I was a teenager and I'm experiencing things and you know, having relationships and things that she doesn't know about, and it's like I didn't really have anyone to talk to about it other than my friends, you know. And so finally, you know, mind you, I'm still denying that I'm gay, right? So in this whole time, it never ever occurred to her to ask if I was bi. So I was like, as long as she doesn't say the B word, I'm cool, because I can legitimately say that I'm not gay because in my mind I'm bi. So I was holding on to that for like, that was my rock.
That's my saving grace.
I'm telling you, like the bi zone was like safe. It was like I could sort of like make everyone happy and still be able to have my fun at the same time. You know what I mean? And it was just, it was unnecessary looking back, but it was just something I had to go through to get to where I needed to be. And I just remember that finally we're talking. It's probably like 2, 3 in the morning or something, because we would just talk for hours, and I saw the light bulb go off in her head. I mean, it's like literally, you just saw her like kind of go, "Are you bi?" And I was like, "Mm-hmm." And then we had the big hug, and it was like, she's like, "I knew it." She's like, "Why did you just? Oh God!" And she was so like, "Why did you just tell me? I've been trying to get this out of you for so long. Why can't you just tell me?" You know, I was like, I was scared, Mom. I was scared. You know, I mean, I knew. And she made me well aware of the fact, she's like, you know, whatever happens in your life, whatever you want to do with yourself, she's been telling me for years, she's like, you know, whatever happens in your life, wherever you end up in this world, she's like, I want you to always know that I love you, and I'm going to back you up. And so I always knew that, but I was still afraid in my mind that it would blow up in my face, you know. So in my mind, I took a long time. I know a lot of people didn't come out until they were much older, and I know people now that are, you know, my age and older that still haven't come out. So it's, you know, it's different for everybody. Everyone's experience is unique to themselves, and no one has the same situation as any other person. You know, we can have similarities in our experiences, but it's different for everybody. That's why I say I don't really call it an experience. I call it a process, because although there was that one moment that I finally like said the word and acknowledged it, there were many years leading up to that point, and there was still a lot of work that was done after that, even to get to a point of full acceptance of it and owning it and being like, okay, this is who I am and I'm cool with that and I don't care if you don't like it. Because this is me, you know, it's like I can't change my eye color, you know, I can put on contacts but it's not real, you know, it's like I can go be with a woman right now and lead a fairly happy life, but, you know, always with the knowledge that I'm going to be lusting after the mailman, you know, it's like, it's not, I don't know, it's like I used to be very conflicted about it because I used to think, oh, maybe it's a disease, there's something wrong with me, there's something wrong with my brain that made me this way. And
yeah, that was something I was going to bring into the conversation too, is that, like, even my own friends that I've had, I mean, we all have friends that have gone through this, and sometimes it's very painful for me. What I experienced is seeing my friend go through it was very painful because his parents were very traditional Mexican family.
Yeah.
So he got a completely different story than
Absolutely.
what you had. But what is heartbreaking is to see the depression, to see the denial, and then to see like, I mean, even if people are your age, they can never ever have a kind of fulfilling relationship.
Sure. Well, I mean, mind you, I mean, I had a pretty good coming out experience in the sense that I didn't really receive the backlash that I thought I would, but I still worried about it the whole time. You know what I mean? Like, even though it turned out good, I was still afraid for my life over it, like, even leading up to it. You know, it's like my parents weren't religious really at all. I wasn't brought up in that respect. I mean, I would go to, like, church with friends and you know, Bible study and stuff and things like that. They're just activities that happened around my neighborhood, but you know, I didn't have that sort of thing hanging over my head. But I still, even without that, I still had enough of a cloud that I put over my head over the whole thing that I mean, it really depressed me. I mean, I from a young age, I was and have continued throughout my life fought depression, and a lot of it stems from just that not knowing who you are, not knowing where you fit in, and wondering if it's ever going to change or if this is just who you're doomed to be. It's like I just didn't know enough about it, you know, and it really just took me getting the knowledge and really getting out there and seeing the world and finding out what was out there to really come to understand that there's nothing wrong with me.
And would you say that sort of like sadness inside you actually like leads you to become like a musician?
Yeah.
Like, do you because I consider you an artist. Do you put that into your art?
I do. There was an early DJ mentor friend of mine that I found out from another friend. They were having a conversation about me, and he was like, I can totally tell what kind of mood Josh is in by the way he's playing. Isn't that weird? It's like I'm playing records, I'm playing music, and it's like, but he could totally tell by the things I was selecting, the way I was mixing them, like he could totally tell what kind of mood I was in based on how I was playing. So yeah, it does find everything that, yeah, it definitely finds its way into it, because it's like,
Could you name any artists like during that time that you were throwing into your mixes?
It was just whatever was hot at the time. I mean, I played all kinds of stuff, so it was never really about any one specific thing. Like I can't remember ever really being like influenced by my sadness in a way that made me like a certain kind of music. Like I loved dance music, I loved house music specifically. So like in the early 90s it was house, and that's when I was like, growing up in that age of early house music, and I freaking loved it. I couldn't get enough. I would starve myself at school just so I could save my lunch money to buy a record at the end of the week. Like, seriously, I mean, I'm like obsessive. Like I still have thousands of records sitting in my grandma's garage, and there's probably a couple thousand sitting in our garage right now. It's just music.
Has there been like a more prevalent record that you consistently keep playing or keep mixing in, or an artist maybe?
It changes. It changes from time to time. I mean, I've always gravitated from one artist to another, but I've always primarily been into pop, R&B, soul, in terms of like vocals and music. I love singing, so I like a lot of vocal stuff, because I like the emotion that singing can convey. But I like a huge variety of things, but soul is definitely sort of like, I would say, the center point of all of my musical tastes.